Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Disc Golf Examiner. Today we have coverage from a very special place, Deer Lakes Park, out here in Tarentum, PA, for the Steel City Classic 2021 edition. I'm your host, Bryan Keegan, and joining me today is one of the guys on lead card, currently tied for the lead, Adam Woodward. Adam, welcome back.
What's up, Bryan? What's up, Disc Golf Examiner community? So happy to be here. See this action. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so glad to have you again. As we can see here, round one scores are pretty tight. You have yourself, Chris Lachendro, and Mark Fedorenko tied at 5 under for the lead. And we have Mitchell Short joining us at 4 under, Blake Kelly at 4 under, and we have Vinny Montanari at 3 under. He actually did have the lead during round one for a considerable amount. And Amadea Cano, the third, and he's at 1 under. So it's going to be a very interesting tournament. I think there's going to be a lot of jockeying, and as of course at Deer Lakes, a ton of rollaways, just like we see here for unfortunate Mark here, round one.
Yeah, I hope that's not foreshadowing for the rest of the round.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's a hilly course. It's a championship level course, and we're really excited to share this with you guys. We have our lead card here, Chris Lachendro. Of course, he's a Moraine State Park local, and we've seen him a few times here on lead cards. You got Adam Woodward here, also at 5 under. Adam, you're from the North Strabane area. Anything you want to give a shout out to out there?
Yeah, just the wonderful community we got boiling down here in Washington. Hope to see everybody on these lead cards in the future from down this area.
Yeah. And Mark Fedorenko, actually professional ultimate player, has had really good success here in the disc golf community here in Pittsburgh. So it's been great having him around. And Mitchell Short, we've seen him on lead cards recently, and he's from West Virginia. I believe he's the highest rated amateur player in West Virginia too, if I'm not mistaken.
The flip of the hat is the turn of the switch. Let's get started.
That's right. So hole one's a par 4. It is 423 feet. This is pretty much all uphill. It's all an incline, and this is the steepest part here. As you get up to the top, you have to make your way through these trees and into a new placement here further up on the hill. Very tightly wooded course. This hole is no exception to that.
And this new pin makes this a legit par 4. This is playing quite long, and you got to have a good tee shot. The goal is to be left of about where I landed off of that tree hit, and you'll have a line up, but preferably you're pushing up the hill further, as Chris is going to show us with this nice little kiss off the tree. It's all that good course karma he gets from being the TD for the Alameda night rounds. So if you haven't checked those out on Disc Golf Scene.
Yeah, that was just the night before this event as well. And Mark threading through those trees. Great skip. You got to catch a tree there, but he's right where you want to be.
Yeah, that's great position. You're past those first 2 guardians, and it really gives you some sort of angles at the pin. Just a little bit low out of Mitch's hand, but first hole jitters on camera. All of us are trying to block that out.
And Mitch, oh no, he's going to clip a tree and bounce down the hill there.
So Deer Lakes, as you'll see here, can be just brutal. It's one of those courses where if you're just a little bit off, you're better off being way off, because you're just going to have a really bad day. So you want to keep them straight, keep them in the middle, play the odds through the trees, and ultimately just don't get frustrated if you're hitting trees, because everybody's going to do it. Just remember that and keep your cool.
And another interesting thing, wow, great thread there by Chris. Perfect shot. And he's going to have a long putt.
And that was a zinger. This pin is way up there. Only 423 feet, but it's playing more like 475, 480, and you're throwing some really tight lines here.
Wow. And Mark is pin high, a little long for his putt, but I've seen him make longer. That's for sure.
That's what's up, though. That's where you want to be. So this is, at least I got through the big trees here, trying to throw big old Anheuser spike. I don't know if there's a real word for that other than that, but get up there at near circle's edge. So happy with that shot. Mitch looking to do the same thing. He's got a patent pending stance. Gonna try a little nose up putter here and just try to get off this hole.
Oh, no.
And just can't do it yet.
Those trees are just killer sometimes.
And just look how nice as Mitch throws this great shot. Like this hole's looking so good. The course is looking so good. Thank you to all the volunteers who have spent hours and hours and hours and hours out here working on this course. It's just in tip-top shape, and it's probably in the best shape it ever has been. So if you haven't been out to Deer Lakes recently, make sure you get a chance to get out there.
I got to tell you, I've been playing Deer Lakes for, wow, oh my gosh. I've been playing it since 2013, and so 8 years now, and it has never looked this good. I'm so proud of the guys that are putting the work into this.
Yeah, absolutely. Tip of the hat to the Pittsburgh Flying Disc as well. The organization and the fundraising that comes in, helping us get the insurance and all of the credentials we need as a community of volunteers to get all of this work done under the approval of the park and their guidance. So stoked that we're able to, push the needle on disc golf organization in the region and also in the world. Really, I would say it's one of the most premier organizations so far.
As we move on to hole 2, which is a par 3, 276 feet, you got to throw over this valley, and it's actually on the mound up on the right side. It is guarded by some skinny trees up there, but it is possible to get this one.
Yeah, so a little bit of a tailwind here uphill can be deceiving. I'm going to throw a really understable disc on a turning line. The other option is forehand, and so we'll see a little bit of both in our card here today. Here's that forehand line.
Oh,
a little bit of hyzer flip.
Oh, just a low-hanging branch kills that one.
And we really do have two of the best forehanders in the Western PA region here today. So anybody looking for forehand tips, Chris and Mark are your guys. Hit them up on Facebook or Instagram, and they're you guys definitely for some tips. And they're also out there a lot running leagues and just overall playing around.
Yeah, Chris actually goes by Moraine Nebula on Facebook, so you can look him up that way. Pitching up to the basket there. Smart.
Yeah, this hill is treacherous to stand on. So Mark will be lucky if he doesn't slide. Good balance, good attempt.
Oh, stop.
Okay. Every time there's a roll. If you hit the basket and it doesn't go in, just expect a roll, of course.
Yeah. The ground was actually pretty hard. It was not our typical fall. We had not had a lot of, I think it maybe rained the previous night, but not that much. I remember the ground being pretty hard and pretty fast.
It was for sure, especially in the high areas and a lot of the low areas too. Just again, tip of the hat to all the coursework as Mitch drops in that birdie. The drainage is amazing on this course now.
So, yeah, it really is. You'll see that on the next hole for sure. But I got to say, that was a great recovery there by Mitch, grabbing a birdie after his double bogey on hole 1.
That's that big germ bounce back statistic. He's 100% bounce back from over par to the next hole. So everybody else taps in here. In my opinion, these first few holes, 1 through 5, is big birdie opportunities, and this is your opportunity to score here on the course.
And hole 3 is a par 5. It is 825 feet, and one of the hardest holes in disc golf that I've played. Honestly, I don't know if you feel the same, Adam, but I know very few people who can actually get the birdie here. I think between the guys on this card, there might be a few others, but it's a very tough hole.
Yeah, premium on the tee shot. You'll see a variety of different strategies played out here. Some putters, some full blasts, and it just depends on what you're most comfortable with throwing straight and downhill. You just really want to get some good footing and position for that second shot, get over that bridge down there. We're going to see a leopard or fairway driver of sorts just squaring up that tree. Not too bad. He's deep distance-wise. And this is the putter approach. So just trying to stay in the middle. No reason to push anything deep, and just in order to get the birdie, you got to be in the fairway. It's really what it comes down to. And that's what makes this hole so hard.
And Chris is going to get lucky and actually hit a tree and roll out into the fairway there. Yeah, I bet that's a sigh of relief after the disc left his hand and started heading right.
Yeah, and even right there at the short pad, you're still an opportunity for birdie. Still in the fairway, and it's just you really just want to stay there. And this isn't bad as well. Off the side, it's not going to be a direct route, but as long as you can get down there by that big log or across the bridge, it really gives you an opportunity to get up and down from there for a birdie.
Man, and Chris just crushes that one.
Oh, bad bounce.
And it's not OB, right? It's just casual water. So
it is casual, but to take it behind isn't always the best footing. So it is a bummer when it bounces.
It is.
In there.
Yeah, you're right. It is swampy over in that area on the other side for sure. And you're going to have a great upshot there. Wow, that is insane.
It's just just trying to play the game plan, play textbook. Keep it in the fairway, both shots. Give yourself an opportunity to get up and down for the birdie. And Mitch, again, far enough up there where he's able to get out and give himself a look as well. And you can see how nice and green and dry this fairway is, absent of large mounds of dirt. And you see here Chris just taking his relief from the casual ditch and trying to get the best footing he can. So he has an opportunity to get up there with a turnover for him.
Yeah, he'll do that.
And this is such a hard shot. I mean, it's really the play, and Mark was talking about this before we threw, is just you really just want to try to put it pin high, about right there, and give yourself a 30-footer straight at the basket. It's if you touch any of those trees trying to come in towards the basket, it can result in yet again another Deer Lakes roll away. So, and Mitch's going to do the same thing, not trying to get greedy. Just trying to give yourself that 30-footer, 40-footer, and sometimes that's the best play on any hole. Put yourself in a position to score and not in a position to take a bogey.
It looks like you're going to go up the gut here, and you'll have a putt.
Yeah, fortunately, I was far enough up there to take the inside line. Chris is going to show the same shot, but probably a lot better. Yep,
yeah,
right there.
Nice. You still have a little bit of a tester on that. And hey, and here we saw Mark in the previous round have a hard time making this one. We'll see if he can recover here.
Oh, just a little short.
You know what was funny was whenever he had that bad roll away the first round, he actually came back with that with the second putt and made that. So it was kind of a good redemption. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it on camera.
That's good bounce back though. Those rollaways are tough, and you really want to stay mentally strong. When you get a rollaway, just no matter how bad it is, just try to forget about it and move on.
And this is for your birdie. Yes.
Yeah, super stoked with that birdie. This is my favorite hole in Pittsburgh, and I love birdieing it. So much fun.
It really has become an iconic hole. It's just such a challenging thing. That's what really makes it stand out, is because it's so long, it's narrow, and you have to hit everything just right.
That's for sure.
All right, so everybody else is going to pitch off for their par, and we're going to move on to hole 4, which is a par 3. It is 345 feet. There's actually 2 little fairways you can play through here, the left or the right gap, and the basket is to the left of what we call the bogey bush here, because if you land in that bush, you're probably taking a bogey.
You do not want to be in that bush. You can't even stand in there. It's avoid at all costs. Strategy here is hyzer, something stable, throwing a Firebird. And the goal is just get out of the gap. It's very intimidating tee box. It's not, a tree directly in the middle of the tee box, 20 feet in front of you. And so you're trying to kind of step on that front corner and not think about hitting the tree or falling off the tee pad on these backhand hyzers. So anything inside 40 feet is normally a success. Chris going with the forehand roller.
Oh, it's cut real early. He's going to have to... He might have a little bit of a gap through there, but he's on the backside of that bogey bush. And Mark playing a little wider than he probably wanted, but he's going to have a look. Yeah, hey.
Yeah, that wasn't bad at all. And then Chris, really fortunate.
Mm-hmm. We'll see here his line to the basket in a moment. There he goes. Man, that was perfect for his sidearm too.
Man, that's lucky. I'm glad he had a good out. Chris and I are doubles partners in different tournaments, and so even though we're competing, rooting for each other, and Mitch just bouncing back.
Seriously.
Forgetting about that first hole, getting the examination, and moving on with the bird.
Now he's even for the round.
Just a little tap in here, going through the routine.
There it is. I noticed that you have a particular routine. You're set on it, and you kind of go to it every single time.
Yeah, one of the biggest problems I have is losing focus before the putt and kind of just mind going blank. And what I really try to do is just go through a few steps in my head that kind of allow me to relax and sink into the moment, and just execute the putt. So sticking with that routine really helps you go from whatever conversation or thought you were in into that putt. As we look down here into hole 5, kind of 2 options. We'll call them options. You have a backhand down the left, a small tight left gap, and a crazy forehand anhyzer. Jump putt, I suppose, is a third option if you have the whip on the putt to get it down there in the spin. This is one where you just don't want to hit first available. Exactly, not that.
Yeah.
So disappointing.
You cannot even see the basket from the tee. It's really crazy.
Yeah, this is well done on the forehand. I mean, it's like if you're good enough to get close on this, congrats. But really, just don't hit those first trees and try not to take a bogey. And honestly, for a 264-foot hole, poke and hoper, you're just trying to do your best here and not lose any strokes. Mark going to show us the Berg. Listed this as his favorite disc, and he was selling me on it all round.
Oh yeah, it's getting there. Clips a tree.
Yeah, his review on the Berg for somebody who throws a high spin, fast forehand was he can really trust it on an anhyzer. So I'm gonna check it out.
And as you perfectly putt up.
Just look, there's no way it's replacing the Rattlers in my bag. So we'll see how good the Berg is. Chris with a nice sub shot here. That's fine. Again, just giving yourself inside the circle putt without an obstructed putt so that you can kind of get off this hole.
Yeah, Mark's going to play that out wide and just stop. Just stop. Oh, no.
There's that roll away. So this is a bad look for the Berg, unfortunately. A lot of rollaways, but after he was just hyping it right before this hole. It's like, I don't really want something that was going to roll away, Mark.
And with the jump putt, it's just so far away. Mitch here, just a little closer.
Yeah, another birdie look.
Can he capitalize? Not quite. And Chris for his par. Going to grab that, no problem. Yourself for par.
Man, the picking up the mini game this round was not on point.
There should be style points for that or something. And Mark's going to take a bogey, unfortunately, and everybody else should be parring out here.
Or style anti-points.
Yeah, right. So hole 6 is a par 4. It is 471 feet. To the right of this is OB. So you definitely, there is a line over the OB, but not taken very many times. You really want to try to avoid that as you come up here to the hill. Which, no, go ahead.
After years of playing this hole, I've just reverted to this putter shot. I'm just trying to hit the big tree that's kind of right in the middle, and give yourself almost exactly that line. You'll see a lot of the players doing that as well. Trying to turn it right. There's just a clump of trees on that corner, and if it doesn't work out for you, it could really take birdie out of play completely or give you in a bogey position. So we're going to see Chris, though. If you got the good flip up forehand, like the Heiser flip forehand, do this. That's the way you play the hole, if you can get it through that gap. And Mark, and I was surprised Mark threw backhand here with how good his forehand is.
Yeah.
He could definitely get it up there in the same area where Chris was. And this is all OB right in front of him. So there's a high line. I'm just trying to poke it up and advance as far as possible.
Oh, he caught a branch there. Oh, just outside the OB.
Man. So Mitch going to try an Anheuser. Just throwing around that clump of trees I was referring to that make that corner tight. Yeah, and that's kind of what happens. You really, the recommendation is kind of if you can push it forward, do it. And because you get a kind of a straight line like we have here.
Oh, yeah. That just needs to Heiser. Oh, looks like it caught maybe a branch or something. I don't know, something on the ground.
Yeah, in the circle, thumbs up. Take it every time. Oof. That drainage we were talking about, you can see the rocks lining this fairway here. This used to be one of the most wet fairways in the area, and now it is just pristine. And looking forward to grass growing on this one day. Good upshot from Mitch. Mark wanting to get up and down from here, move on, jump putt, about 100 feet.
Good effort. Jeez.
Very nice. That's a good run. It's a lot of zip to jump putt that far from a straddle stance.
And this will be for your birdie. Yes.
There we go. Like you said, those first 5 or 6 holes are really where you want to score, if you can. And if you're just playing the correct lines, it kind of takes the luck of hitting the trees out of the course as much as you can. But sticking to the game plan can be really hard on this course.
For sure. There's just so many things that could go wrong at any given moment.
There you go, Mark.
There you go.
Doesn't matter how it went in, as long as it's
Chris,
that's how you make this hole look easy.
Yeah, right. As we move on to hole 7, par 3, 405 feet down this hill, across the field, and into a slightly guarded green. You have the hill on the other side of the basket as well. And the pavilion is OB if that ever comes into play.
The bluegill pavilion and sign have both been hit off the tee box. I've seen them, so they're definitely in play. Big hyzer off to the right. Normally we're dealing with a heady right to left wind. So just trying to throw it up over these trees that keep growing up every year, and kind of ride the wind and float it in, avoiding some of those big trees that are guarding it in front. That's pretty good result. Happy with that. Chris showing the other more direct line through the tree's main gap, and just trying to turn something straight. And it's a great play when there's not a lot of wind. That line does get a little bit more difficult when there is wind.
And Mitch is going to have a great rip here. That is fantastic. Yeah. A little long, but might have a tree in his way.
So look. Wow.
Getting flippy.
Look at this.
Oh.
That looked great out of the hand. Good result.
Yeah.
Very, very good touch there. You know, Mitch's putter over the last month or so when I've been playing him has been real hot. You know, he putts with a little bit of a hyzer. Actually surprised that one didn't go in. He made one from a similar spot the previous round, actually get on the lead card on the final hole. But yeah, he's been draining them. And Mark's still looking for one of those to go in.
And, oh no, Chris is just to the upper left side.
So this is about circle's edge. Not really any wind, nothing in the way. Terrible putt. What was that? Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
I was saying earlier, when your mind kind of goes blank right before you throw and you're not focused on your line and what you're doing, that's exactly what can happen. So it's really just the eternal struggles of putting.
Oh no. Boy. That's not what you want to do on hole 7 here, that's for sure.
Hey, thanks for the great hat, Bryan. Very comfortable. If anybody hasn't picked up one of the new Disc Golf Examiner hats, highly recommended. Super comfortable, great style.
Thanks. I'll give you your $20 for the mention at the end of the video. We actually partnered with Camber Disc Golf to make hats this year. $5 of every hat purchase is going to PFDO. So just trying to help raise some money for the community.
Let's do it.
As we go on to hole 8, par 3, 273 feet. Of course, on this legendary mound, the staircase, I guess, of is the basket. OB on the left-hand side of the basket as we look now. So you definitely don't want to go long and right off the tee.
So a couple ways to attack this. I like this shot, which is kind of the anti-flex with a T-bird. Trying not to go OB there. Normally it fades back a little bit sooner. Chris going to show us the forehand. Didn't quite get as much flip as he was hoping for, but still okay. I don't want to call this one a bonus birdie, but it sure does feel like it. I mean, you have to throw an immaculate shot, and even if you're at circle's edge, as Mark just skips OB. It's it's an intimidating putt, and it's a putt that if you hit something, it can definitely kick and roll OB as well. But if you park it, so again, even parking it, that's 20 feet. You're staring at OB. If you don't hit anything, it's definitely going OB. So it's right on that fringe of bonus birdie, I would say, for the top professionals in this area. Quote unquote professionals.
And it definitely does give you that extra challenge. I feel like there's always a breeze on top of this hill too. and you're throwing up at the basket. It just never really as easy as you think it could be. And Mark actually showing us as easy as it could be. Right there, getting his par. Good save.
Yeah, you finally. That's a good confidence boost as you go into the rest of the round.
Absolutely. And this is Mitch for his birdie. Can he come back from the bogey last hole?
Yeah, what a roller coaster round to start. There it is.
Seriously. Yeah, there he goes. So he will be back to even for the round. And one thing we forgot to mention at the top of this, Adam, there's 3 bonus holes on this course right now. They're just temporary holes at the moment. Hopefully, we'll get them permanent soon. As we move on to hole 8A, is a par 3. It is 290 feet. Kind of plays out this gap. You do have some trees in your way here. And the basket is on the side of a downward sloping hill that the road is obviously OB there. So you definitely have to watch out if you're right-hand, backhand, the hyzer or the skip down could really be dangerous.
Yes, very dangerous, very intimidating putt. Kind of throwing something fairway driver, maybe mid-range, nose up on a little bit of a turn line, and just allowing it to kind of stall and come down to the basket. Fast green.
Really, yeah.
But if you can be below the basket, it's definitely ideal.
Looks like you'll hang out a little further right and up the hill. And Chris low playing a skip, and he's going to have a long putt from there.
A big thanks to the Deer Lakes Park for allowing us to get these baskets in temporarily for this event and allowing us to expand the field. With such popularity for registration these days, it's any additional holes we can get in, help get a lot more players out there and shake off some of those cobwebs from 2020. So thank you very much, Deer Lakes, and all of those who were involved with getting these 3 extra holes in.
Yeah, I believe the Allegheny County Parks are involved in that, I believe. So shout out to them too.
Yes, thank you.
And Mitch is uphill putting here. That's definitely outside the circle. He might be 50, 55 feet there. And
nice.
Man, just
so I guess it's easy putt down there. I've played this hole 4 times since it's been in, and every single time I've seen somebody hit from down there near the road. So maybe just throw it down almost OB and putt up the hill, and you'll make it.
And Mark showing you how to get a birdie too.
Yeah,
he's coming back. Yeah. Well, he had a par last hole actually, but Chris will be taking his par, and we're moving on to regular old hole number 9, which is a par 5, 846 feet. And Adam, didn't we see you eagle this last year?
It was so sweet.
Yeah, it was a great play of the hole last year. Go back and watch that if you get a chance. I believe that was last year's Steel City Classic.
Yeah, I believe it was.
And hole 9 is just a long dredge of a hole. It sort of goes, you have to go left, right, down the gap. You have to watch out for the hillside here. And I feel like you get the entire course in one hole, if that makes sense.
It really does. It's a good, kind of got every shot, every option you want to take. Normally there's massive headwind, but not so much today. And Mitch showing you exactly where you want to put your drive so you get a chance to throw something down that hallway.
And Mark, oh no, it's going to go a little bit more right than he wanted, but it stands straight, clipping a tree, and all right, yeah, that's not too bad at all. Of course, you want to end up a little bit more left, but just a
little bit of an early release there. Happy with the turnout, though. That could have been way worse. Chris going to show us the roller. Sit down.
Oh, no.
Oof. And I've seen that work. I've seen that as far as any backhand drive on this hole, and sometimes when you play the ground play, that's how it turns out.
And that it will be in a good position for him, I believe, between those trees. And it looks like you're going over top.
Yeah, there's a small hallway. Not worth it. Just going to try to pound something as hard as I can on Anheuser. Give myself a look.
It's going to
A little
catch an
cutty.
edge.
Yeah. I call it another thrower. Curlicue thrower.
Let's see if Mark can play down this fairway, and he's got to end up right down the path. So it looks like he's going with sidearm, and he's going to be in a good position, right?
Oh, yeah, that was good. Good position. Bad tree, but okay kick. And Mitch going to try to pipe it down. Oh, going with the roller.
Look at that. That has legs. Yippee! Woo! Woo! There it goes.
Yeah, that's where anywhere near that fence gives you an opportunity to get up and down for the birdie.
Chris going to do that same thing. Unfortunately, going to clip a tree and roll a little bit down the hill there, but it's not too far down the hill, I don't think.
I'm way out of position here, just trying to really bank it off one of these trees was kind of the play, honestly. Just throw Heiser down there. Mark going to throw the berg, trying to put it on a little bit of an Anheuser
Flex.
And just get it to pan down there. Oof, bad kick.
I don't know. It looked like it was maybe coming out of it a little bit. Maybe that was a good tree. Chris, he's going to have a gap, but man, you do not want to be far away from that basket for your putt.
This is not one you want to be outside the circle on any putt. And that is money.
Yeah. That'll be for his birdie putt. And
it's a good upshot from Mark.
Yeah.
And Chris giving the death putt a run. Hits basket, settles. It's a good result.
And Mitch for his birdie. Oh no, don't roll. I think it stopped there, probably behind one of those trees.
This green makes it very hard to commit to a putt. It really does. You can roll off in two directions and get yourself behind some trees very quickly. So definitely want to focus. And a lot of trees here in front of the basket as well that can get in your way. And that's what happens when you don't commit to the putt.
Saddle. Okay. Closer, but behind a tree. What would you take on this hole? Would you take a closer putt behind a tree or a further putt in the open?
I would take closer every time for sure. Just less opportunity for error. And Mitch just looking for this one to go down. There you go.
Good par for him. Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been worse.
And we're going to go ahead and move on to hole 10. It's a par 4, 573 feet. You have to go up this hill and make it past these trees, out into the field, hopefully for your first shot, and then up through, this is all a slight incline, up through these trees. And the basket's on a hillside. You got OB all around that basket with the parking lot and the road. And, of course, all the hillside slopes down towards the OB.
Yeah, possibly the hardest hole to birdie on the course. You got Mitch puts himself in a good position there. Don't want to get behind the octopus tree in the middle of the fairway. Pick one side or the other. So backhand turnover works nicely. Forehand rollers get up there.
And that's coming for me. Yep. Good tree.
I always throw it right at you, Brian.
I know.
Chris showing us the forehand line. When throwing up this hill, just want to throw something a little bit understable if you can. Get the flip up and get some glide up that hill so you can throw it nice and hard.
Mark kind of halfway up the hill there. Threading some trees. Oh, no, it's not going to come out of that.
Mm.
Clip a bush there. Now he's going to be in a little bit of a trouble.
Wow, that was a beautiful forehand from Chris. So smooth out of the hand. A lot of zip.
And that's a great shot by you as well. You'll be up there. It looks like you won't have too much of an obstruction, but it's going to be outside putting range.
Mitch going with the same roller, different disc that he threw on hole 9. He's really got this distance dialed in. Looking
Heading for that
a
OB.
fade. I think he's safe.
He is safe. I will tell you that. Spoiler alert. For 5 seconds from now. And Mark will have actually a good pitch out there, and he should have. It's going to be a long putt for his par, but Chris for his third shot. He'll have a putt.
Would like to be closer. That's not bad. This is just, for me, layup all day. Anything outside 40 here is just, I've seen and participated in bad rollaways happening. So just, this is a bonus birdie. Nobody's really going to take strokes on you on this field. So not a bad place to take a par and move on.
And Mitch was pretty close to that OB, maybe 4 feet away. But here he had an amazing second shot. Here's for his birdie.
Yes.
Wow.
Canned it.
Amazing. So, had to get a second shot of that one. That is going to leave Mitch. I have him down for 4 birdies.
Nice, good comeback for him in that first full. Mark going to finish up here.
Yeah, and there it goes. And we're going to go to the last hole on the course for this video, at least. Hole 11, it's a par 3. It is 363 feet. I love hole 11. It's such a unique shot. You have to play down through this tight gap. And over here to the right, where the basket is on a mound across this creek here.
It's a deceiving hole. Difficult to get to. You can take the tight line the way that the drone flew through, and otherwise you can push the gap straight, and kind of there's a big tree that's down there in the middle of the fairway. You want to go past that and kind of, with, as Mitch is showing here, get past it and then let the disc fade down into the creek and around. It's difficult to get to for sure. Trying to follow basically the same line Mitch threw here. Just a little bit more zing on it.
Wow, beautiful.
And that works.
It looks like if you can really just hit that embankment and kind of roll down it or bank off it, you're in a good place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anything early is just, you don't want to do that. Makes the upshot very difficult.
Although, I think the first year we covered this, Rozier hit up one from all the way over there.
Nice. Yeah, these up shots are super touchy. So Mark's going to throw it up, try to get the stick. And now he has a 8-foot wall in front of him that hopefully he can see the basket from, only being 20 feet away or so.
And Mitch giving that a great bid.
Ooh,
yeah.
Fancy. It's a good shot.
Chris is about level with it, so that's not such a bad position to be in either, I guess.
Oh man, that's a putt. I'm glad he went for that one. It's one that you almost have to run. You walk up to and kind of laugh at yourself. And you say, "Well, I can't let this one up." There's nowhere to lay up to, so you just almost have to go for it and just hope it hits something.
Beautiful birdie for you, Adam, to finish out the front 11.
Yeah, I'm so stoked with the birdie there. That's 10 and 11 difficult holes to birdie for sure. And you can see there, Mark just barely see the basket, and he's going to try to climb up that hill. And just not super happy.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Chris will show the basket a little bit more love here. Oh, how sweet. Thank you, number 11. We love you.
And Mitch for his par.
Boom.
So that's going to do it for our front 11 coverage. We have a back 12 coverage coming at you after this. So remember to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, share the video, and click on to the next video. There's a lot of good action to come. Adam, you're in the lead, 8 under. Next up is Mitch at 6 under. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think Vinny Montanari had come up on the chase card at about this point at 8 under as well. So I don't know if you were paying attention to that at all.
I wasn't actually, but yeah, definitely interesting to know. A lot of pressure going to this back 9 where anything can happen.
That's right. So we're going to leave it at that. Guys, remember to like this video and to click on to the next one. We always appreciate it. So until then, keep banging those chains.